Hello and welcome back to our study of Peninei Halacha, the teachings of Rabbi Eliezer Melamed, Shlita. Here we are, Sof Shavua Erev Shabbos Kodesh, Parashas Shoftim. We're in the month of Elul. Rosh Hashanah is approaching, so many things going on, and we're so appreciative that you're joining us for this week of learning as we're back on track. So let's finish the week strong. The next chapter, Vayot L'derech, but please continue davening for Chayilei Tzvagan Yisrael, for Shlem L'chol Petzua Yisrael, and the safe return of our hostages. And we learn each day, Le'ilei Nishmat Seren Daniel Shimon, Harav Derdom V'Sheli, Hashem Yakum Damo. Lifnei Shi'aleh Amod HaShachar, Rishai Adam L'tziz L'darko. Before Amod HaShachar, a person is allowed to go on his way. But he has to travel in such a way that he'll have enough time to daven in the proper allotted time slot. However, once Amod HaShachar passes, but once it's already daybreak, so a person should not begin his journey, but rather he should daven first and then go on his journey. And even if he has to go earlier on his journey, so much so that he wouldn't be able to make minyan, so if you have a choice to leave early, daven b'yechidus, daven alone, and then travel, versus traveling, then davening with a minyan, Rav says, and based on Mishnah Berurah and Peites of Cut and Chaf, that it's better to daven alone and then travel. But this is to take a long journey. When you say Yotze L'derech, it means you're taking a long trip. 72 dakot. So we have one of these magical numbers that always appears in a halacha, 18 minutes, 72 minutes. So here, some explain, he quotes from the Shalos and Shuvas Or L'Tzion, it's found in Chelik Beis, Sivin Zayin Sif Vav, that when we talk about a long trip, a 72-minute journey, Uveshas HaTzorech, Efshel Lismach Al Dvarav, and in a case of need, one can rely on this. So therefore, if one is compelled, then one has to leave early. It's before minyan starts in your shul or where you live. But when you get there, you'll be able to daven with a minyan. Then in that instance, if it's less than a 72-minute journey, then one can travel first and then daven with a minyan in your destination. And however, if the journey is longer than 72 minutes, then it is better to daven at home alone. Let's say, in a case of need, where if you would wait to daven and then leave to go on your journey and then you would be late or you would lose a lot of time because of traffic, even if it's a longer than 72-minute trip, then you can leave early, get your destination, and then daven after your trip. But if your entire journey is for the sake of tefillah, let's say you're traveling to daven at the kotel. So let's say you're coming from up north, and your journey is going to be obviously longer than 72 minutes, but your whole point is to daven. Then you can travel before davening, because this is not for personal needs, but rather it is for the purpose of davening. Another long footnote here, number 7, and different circumstances about traveling from here to there. We have this question, let's say someone here in New York, New Jersey area, if a person works in the city, we use that term, the city. If you work in the city and you're going to daven in the city, can you travel? So it's less than a 72-minute journey. The answer is always without traffic. You never know. So you have to take all of these factors into account. But if possible, one should always try and daven first before heading on any sort of journey. So with that, we are concluding another week of learning. Thank you so much for joining us. We continue davening for Chayilei Tzvagan Yisrael, for Shlem L'chol Petzua Yisrael, the safe return of our hostages. Le'ilei Nishmat Seren Daniel Shimon, Harav Derdom V'Sheli, Hashem Yakum Damo. Wishing everyone a peaceful and restful Shabbos Kodesh. Thanks so much for listening. We'll see you here next week. Shabbat Shalom. U'Mevarach.